Picture this. It is 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're sitting in the driver's seat of your car, parked in your own driveway. The engine is off. You got the promotion today. You signed the mortgage this year. You crossed the biggest, most exhausting items off your bucket list. People clapped for you. They poured champagne. But as you sit there in the dark, staring at the cold steering wheel, a terrifying feeling washes over you. It is not joy. It is a crushing, suffocating emptiness. And then comes the guilt. You ask yourself, why am I not happy? Is there something broken inside of me? Am I just ungrateful? No. You are not ungrateful, you are not broken, you are just exhausted. You have spent your entire adult life running on a treadmill built by society, powered by a massive delusion, the delusion that whispers in your ear every morning, I will finally be happy when I pay off the debt, when I get the director title, when I finally have enough money to rest. But Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychiatrist, warned us about this exact moment. He saw that the external milestones we chase so obsessively usually belong entirely to our persona, the social mask we wear to survive, to be loved, to be validated by our peers. Meanwhile, your true self, the quiet, unhealed parts of your shadow, is starving in the background. You feel empty because you have spent decades feeding the wrong hunger. Take a slow, deep breath with me right now. Let your shoulders drop. You do not need to add another goal to your list today. In the next few minutes, we are not going to learn how to hustle harder. We are going to learn how to drop the heavy, invisible rock you've been carrying for 20 years. Because the reason your success feels like a prison is hidden in the very list you worship. We are taught that a bucket list is a map to a fulfilled life. But what if it is the exact opposite? What if it is just a heavy inventory of your inadequacies? Science calls this the Hedonic Treadmill. You run until your lungs burn. You reach the finish line. You sign the papers for the bigger house. You get the promotion, and for a week you feel like you have won. But then Monday morning rolls around. You are sitting in traffic. You open your phone and see someone younger achieving more, and the hunger returns. The treadmill speeds up. This is the Western trap. We are culturally hypnotized to live exclusively in the future tense. I will be happy when. That is the most toxic lie we tell ourselves. We chase these external milestones because sitting still with ourselves has become terrifying. If you stop running, you might have to face the quiet voice inside, the voice of your unhealed shadow that whispers, maybe I am not enough. So you drown out that voice with another exhausting 50-hour work week. You use your ambition as an anesthetic. You use your busy schedule to hide from your soul. We call it success, but it is an incredibly expensive trade-off. You are trading the only thing you actually own, the present moment, for a future that never arrives. I want you to pause for just 3 seconds right here. Ask yourself, who is controlling your silence? Is it peace, or is it the fear of falling behind? But what if the emptiness you feel after winning is not a flaw in your character? What if it is a profound psychological feature? What if your mind is desperately trying to save your life? Let us look at what Carl Jung saw hidden beneath this exact exhaustion. Carl Jung had a brilliant term for the person you pretend to be every single day. He called it the persona. It is the psychological mask you built when you were young. You built it to survive, to make your parents proud, to make your toxic coworkers respect you, to prove to a society obsessed with gaining that you are not a failure. Look very closely at your bucket list right now. The executive promotion, the bigger house, the flawless family vacation that puts you further into debt. Who actually wants these things? Is it your authentic soul, or is it your persona? Jung warned us that every time you feed the persona, you starve the shadow. The shadow is not evil. It is the part of you that you locked in the basement long ago. The part that carries your denied resentment. The part that feels deeply unworthy no matter how much money you make. The exhausted inner child that does not care about your bank account or your job title. The part that just wants to sit quietly in the morning sun and do absolutely nothing. When you finally achieve a massive goal, your persona throws a loud party. Society claps for you. But deep down, your shadow is screaming. It is screaming because you just signed up for another 10 years of exhausting maintenance. You did not buy freedom, you just bought a more expensive, heavier cage. This is the exact reason your chest feels incredibly tight right after a major victory. You are trying to cure an internal wound of unworthiness with an external achievement. You are trying to kill a toxic ego by giving it exactly what it demands. It is a game you are mathematically designed to lose. Your mind is not punishing you with that empty feeling. It is trying to wake you up. It is begging you to stop chasing outside validation, because every item you cross off that superficial list crushes your true self a little bit more. You are outliving a delusion that the future will somehow save you. But how do we stop? How do you stop feeding the mask without losing everything you have worked so hard to build? What happens when you realize that the mountain you have been climbing for 20 years is the wrong one? Let us look at a story about a man who dedicated his entire life to the future, only to realize the devastating cost of what he had traded away. Let me tell you about a man named David. David was a master of the bucket list. He chased the external validation perfectly. Every night he worked late to secure the college fund. He missed family dinners to hit the quarterly targets. His mantra was always the exact same: I am doing this for them. Just 5 more years of this toxic grind, and then I will be present. Then we will take that dream vacation. Then I will finally breathe. At 65, David finally retired. He reached the absolute summit of his mountain. He bought the boat. He got the golden watch. But when he looked around, the top of the mountain was terrifyingly empty. His children were grown adults who barely knew how to talk to him. His marriage was just a quiet arrangement between 2 strangers living under one roof. This is the devastating physics of the trade-off. You cannot cheat the universe. Western culture told David he was gaining massive success, but Eastern philosophy asks a much harder question. What were you losing in that exact same moment? He gained the golden trophy, but he lost the ability to feel the life flowing right in front of him. Why do we do this to ourselves? Because David was never really chasing money. He was running away from his shadow. He was running from the deeply buried feeling of unworthiness, the secret denied fear that if he stopped producing, he would not be lovable. His entire life was a trauma response disguised as a brilliant career. You are probably looking at your own mountain right now. You are feeling that familiar tightness in your throat. You are starting to realize you are trading the only Tuesday evening you will ever have with your child for a future that is completely imagined. This is the devastating physics of the trade-off. You realize too late that the bucket list was just a distraction from actually living. But you do not have to wait until you are 65 to wake up. You can step off the treadmill tonight. The real question is not how to run faster. The question is, how do you actually survive the silence when you stop? How do you find the feeling of enoughness when the credit card debt is still sitting right there on your kitchen table? How do you stop the chase? Eastern philosophy offers a profound psychological escape route. They call it Wu Wei. It roughly translates to the art of doing nothing. But please do not misunderstand this. It does not mean sitting on the couch, ignoring your life, and giving up on your responsibilities. It means the art of non-forcing. It means intentionally stepping off the hedonic treadmill and refusing to participate in the endless race. I hear the desperate question echoing in your mind right now. How can I just do nothing when I have a massive mortgage hanging over my head? How do I decide I am enough when the credit card debt is piling up and my coworkers are constantly toxic? This is the exact moment we must separate the social mask from your authentic soul. Paying your bills and dealing with difficult people are the daily responsibilities of your persona. You still go to work, you still pay down the debt, but here is the life-changing shift. You stop letting your toxic ego convince you that you must suffer internally until the bank balance is zero. You do not need to wait 5 exhausting years to deserve a peaceful morning. Tomorrow at 7 a.m., I want you to pour your coffee, and I want you to just drink the coffee. You do not need to drink your anxiety about the upcoming meeting. You do not need to drink your fear of the future or your resentment about the past. Just taste the warmth. Be entirely there. Your practical action for today is brutally simple. I want you to look at that heavy bucket list you have been dragging around in your mind. Find one massive item that you are only chasing to impress someone else. Maybe it's a promotion you don't even want, and mentally cross it off forever. Tear it up. Stop waking up and asking the universe, what is next? Start opening your eyes and asking, what is here? When you finally embrace what is already here, you disarm the unhealed shadow. You finally turn to that exhausted inner child and say, you are entirely worthy right now, exactly as you are. I want you to make a physical commitment right now. Scroll down to the comments below. Tell me one exhausting goal you are deciding to drop today to buy back your peace of mind. Write it down and let it go. Take one final deep breath with me right now. Drop your shoulders completely. Let go of the heavy, invisible backpack you have been carrying for so many years. You have survived a relentless culture that told you your worth was strictly tied to your daily production. That was always a toxic lie. True freedom is not found at the bottom of a completed bucket list. It is found in the quiet, shocking realization that you do not need to add a single thing to your life to become whole. You are entirely whole right now. even with the messy house, even with the financial stress, even with the unhealed shadow waiting in the dark. You do not have to earn your right to exist anymore. The exhausting chase outside is officially over. The beautiful journey inside has finally begun. If this message brought you even a moment of peace today, share it with someone who is quietly suffocating under the weight of their own expectations. But I must warn you about what happens next. When you finally make the brave decision to step off that hedonic treadmill, a terrifying numbness might wash over your body. You might feel paralyzed. Your mind might go completely dark. Society and modern medicine will quickly label this heavy feeling as burnout. They will tell you to just take a vacation or sleep more. But the truth is far more profound and hidden. You are not actually burned out. You are just severely disconnected from your own soul. If you want to continue exploring this path, please watch my next video right here on the screen. We are going to decode this deadly misunderstanding together and find your true energy. I will be waiting for you there.